Hello, beautiful people. I hope you are having an amazing day. I just wrapped up a 3-day green smoothie fast, and now I'm ready to eat. And one of my favorite things to eat, believe it or not, is nachos and cheese. But I don't eat cheese except on very, very rare occasions. Overwhelmingly, I make my own vegan cheese, which is to me just absolutely delicious. It's healthy. I'm eating vegetables while I'm eating it. So I'm going to show you how I make one of my versions of vegan cheese, because I make several different versions. Today I'm going to be making more like a taco version or a queso for my nachos and cheese. Now, I don't use store-bought nachos because they are fried. I shouldn't say nachos, I should say tortilla chips. So I don't buy those because they are fried, and even the ones that are baked, they have oil spread over them. So I stay away from oils as much as I can, unless it's fresh olive oil that I'm using a small amount of, because most oils that you're eating in your food are totally rancid and they are just awful for your health. So I just try to stay away from oil as much as I can. So I make my own tortilla chips, and they are so easy to do. And I'm gonna show you how I do it. So first you need something called Masa Harina. You can get this on Amazon, folks. I buy so much food on Amazon that is ridiculous. But this is what you need to make good tortilla chips. You don't use regular corn flour that you use when you make cornbread. You use this Masa Harina. And I'm not gonna really measure. I just kind of know how much I want. And it's really two simple ingredients. It's just Masa Harina and warm water. That's really all you need. Now, I like to spice mine up just a little bit. So I always sprinkle a little bit of onion powder into my batter, not much. And I am absolutely addicted to using mustard for a variety of things. Mustard adds so much flavor to food. So I just am going to squeeze a little bit of mustard in my warm water. Just stir it around with my finger a little bit, because that's going to give me a nice flavor in these chips. And I am going to add some salt to the Masa Harina. This is optional, but I don't like them just totally not salted. Hey, I'm running out of salt. That's kind of serious. So you just take your flour. I think you can see that. I'm just going to swirl this up here. And I am going to pour warm water in it. And let me just see if I can get a little closer here and make this dough form. So you don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry, but you do want a nice dough ball that comes together. So again, the measurements aren't important, because you may only want to make a small batch of tortillas and you may not be making a whole big bunch. So it's not like you need 1 cup of Masa Harina to a cup of water. You'll know, just add the water slowly so you can judge how much you will need to add. You will need to continue to add. I think I'm just hungry, and it's already 12 o'clock and I haven't eaten yet. But I did get my workout in this morning. So I am just mushing this all together, waiting for it to form a nice dough ball. Let me see here. It's coming together nicely. And one of the secrets to good tortillas, because actually this will make a nice corn tortilla, obviously first. Not obviously, maybe you didn't know that. So the first thing I do is make a corn tortilla, and then I actually put these in the oven to finish crisping up. So I think I went one step too far that time with the remaining liquid. So yeah, this is a little too soupy now. Let me just show you so you can see that. It's a little bit too soupy there. So I am going to add a little bit more of the Masa Harina so I can get my dough consistency good. So I'll just shake a little bit more of that in there. Looking for a nice dough ball here. You know, one of the fun things about me making most of my own food is that I get my hands into it. And it's kind of like I'm really connected with the food I eat, because a lot of stuff that I make I have to knead, especially my vegan sausage. Boy, I'm going to show that later. But anyway, so this dough has come together pretty much. So now I just need to spend about 5 minutes kneading it or so. So I'm going to knead it and get it all nice and mixed. Okay, I've kneaded this dough ball for about 5 minutes. It's nice and together. And what you want to do is take a golf-sized piece of the dough, kind of roll it in your hands. And absolutely, you will need a tortilla press. I picked this up from Amazon. I think I paid about 20 bucks for it. Nice and heavy. I have this cast iron kind, nice and heavy. So I just roll a little bit of dough there. Now you can use parchment paper or you can use a plastic baggie. I like using pre-cut parchment paper. And I put one piece on one side, the dough ball in the middle, this on top, lay that down and press. You don't have to press that hard. And out comes a nice round tortilla ready for the griddle. So my griddle is already heating up. I'm just going to walk over. I think I can angle this. Let me see if I can angle that so you can see the stove. Yeah, you can, okay? So I'm just going to take this, go over to my griddle, which is here on the stove, and lay it flat, and it will begin to cook. And then I just repeat the process with the other dough balls. I'm just going to grab another piece, roll it like a golf ball, top sheet and bottom sheet this time, press it down. Yeah. And voila, it's flat. So here I have 3 tortillas on the griddle. I have it on about medium high or so. And if you were going to use these just for like to roll up something that you were going to eat, like a taco, etc., you would probably only cook them about a minute on each side because you would want them soft, if you wanted like a soft taco shell with these. But I'm intentionally wanting mine to get a lot harder because even after I have them on top of this griddle, I'm going to put them in the oven so they can get really, really crisp, because I use these to dip my cheese sauce for my nachos. Okay, so these are pretty much as done as I want them to be. Now I'm just going to slide them off here, and I'm going to put them on this air baking tray. This is like if you want to have crispy things in the oven, you want to do a little bit of air frying inside your oven, this is the type of tray you would use. And now I'm just going to slip these in the oven for about 5 minutes on 350 as I finish my cheese sauce. Okay, now it's time to make the cheese sauce. And believe it or not, folks, this particular recipe starts with cauliflower. So I have some steamed cauliflower here. I would say it's about 2 cups worth of steamed cauliflower. You steam it until it's soft. So I know, cauliflower of all things, right? But when I'm eating this quote unquote cheese sauce, I'm eating vegetables. And that's just absolutely awesome, right? So that's about 2 cups of cauliflower there, steamed until it's soft. Then I am going to add one other thing. I have 1/3 cup of cashews that's been boiled for about 15 minutes. Cashews is going to give it a nice flavor. As a matter of fact, most vegan cheeses on the market, they're made from cashews. But I don't want this to really be high in fat, but these cashews do add a nice creaminess to them. So to my 2 cups of cauliflower, I add 1/3 cup of cashews that have been boiled or soaked overnight, either way. You want to add some miso. I have 1 tablespoon of miso paste here. This gives it a nice cheesy flavor. Not really, but sort of, kind of. What really gives it the cheesy flavor is the nutritional yeast. So if you're not familiar with nutritional yeast, it will be your best friend if you decide to go mainly plant-based. So I'm using 1/2 cup of nutritional yeast. That's going to give it a nice cheesy flavor. I'm using 1/2 cup of rolled oats. I'm using 1 cup of almond milk, unsweetened as always. Those are my dry ingredients, or whatever. Let me see what else am I putting in here. Onion powder, about 2 tablespoons or so. I'm actually low on onion powder, so I'm just gonna dump it all in. 2 tablespoons of onion powder. You need about 1/8 a teaspoon of white pepper. I just usually shake some in. It gives it a nice little kick. Roasted red peppers. This is the kind I get from Mom's Organic roasted red peppers. And folks, peppers are one of those things you really should be buying organic if you can, because they're known to be on the list of the dirty dozen. So you want about 1 whole roasted red pepper. So I'm just gonna that looks like a whole one, doesn't it? So I'm just gonna flop that in there. And since there's just such a little bit left, I might as well finish off this jar. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Come on, come out, come out. Yep, so that jar is done. Time to go to the store. Okay, I'm going to use, let me get my measuring spoons here. I'm going to use, I put the white pepper. I'm gonna use about a teaspoon of smoked paprika. This gives it a nice smoky flavor. Let me see, what else do I need to put in here? I think I have all my spices out. Oh, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I've already squeezed the lemon juice, so I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons here. Let me see, a little bit. Yep, that's exactly 2 tablespoons. And because I'm making nachos and I want it to be a little taco-y flavor, this is my taco seasoning mix that I mix up myself, so it doesn't have any of the other ingredients for anti-caking or mystery ingredients. I know exactly what's in here. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of taco seasoning in here just for flavor. Then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water. And then let the games begin. I'm going to blend this on medium for about 4 minutes. Okay. Okay, it's all nice and blended. Take it off the base here and do a taste check. Let me just show you what it looks like. Now it's a darker color because I added the taco seasoning. If I had not added the taco seasoning, it would be slightly lighter. But that still looks pretty much close to what you might see in a cheese sauce topping on Mexican food. Folks, I tell you, I could just eat this just like this, straight out the blender. And you're mainly eating cauliflower, think about that. And it is absolutely delicious. They say, I don't know who they are, but I've heard that cheese is one of the hardest things for people to give up when they go vegan. I definitely miss cheese and I rarely eat it, but this keeps me feeling that I can have my cheesy meals. I can throw this over any type of dish I make, but today, as I said, I'm just going to be having it in nachos. So I'm going to go over to the oven and check on my tortilla chips. Woo. So they're not quite as crisp as I want them yet. So I'm just gonna leave them in a little bit longer because I want them to actually have a crunch. Hear that crunch? This one is almost ready. But they will be nice and crunchy when I finish. I'll dip them in that sauce and turn on the news. So enjoy your day. There you have it. Fresh vegan cheese sauce with fresh made tortillas. No artificial ingredients, no artificial colors. You know what's in your food, and it's absolutely healthy and delicious. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Blessings, bye-bye.